BYDFi is a crypto exchange on desktop and mobile where you can spot trade, futures trade, use leverage tokens, and copy the trades of top traders. If you sign up with the link in the description, you get a free $100 when you deposit $100. There's hundreds of crypto available on their spot exchange, as well as a free test account so you can practice futures trading without getting wrecked. BYDFi.
Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to have a look at Atom to USDT here. So there's an interesting setup, one that could end up with a decent breakout, to be honest with you, as the consolidation has been going on since February. So let's say the February top all the way over here. That was at 1514. So we'll be looking for something like that to get revisited at some point soon. And the main thing that we're looking at here is a giant descending triangle with a couple of things taking place on the shorter term timeframes. Now, with all this stuff going on with China, Hong Kong, you know the deal. We'd be looking for continuation, preferably because it's a bit of a buy the rumour and potentially sell the news. There's meant to be loads of money pouring into crypto at some point next month, but there might be a bit of a dip prior to that. We're looking at Atom breaking out at some point throughout this giant consolidation. Now we are heading towards the end of this apex, the current apex, if you were to view this in the form of its support down here at the bottom, which is just around $10. Then we've got ourselves a descending triangle with supports here and resistances more or less at the 4 hourly, 200 exponential and simple moving average. Then we zoom back in and have a look at any kind of signal. We're not going to get one until this is on the Ichimoku cloud, but we're not going to get one until we actually break out of the cloud. We've got a green portion, we've got a positive cross of the conversion baseline cross. Price action still in the cloud, and the cheeky span is way below the cloud. So we're not going to get a pump signal until we break above and close on a 4 hourly time frame above $10.85, which is basically exactly where the 200 exponential is as well. So this would be like a double whammy if we did have some form of price break outside of the triangle and above those two moving averages. So if we just go to like a short-term time frame moving average, okay, like a 1 hourly, for instance, we actually have a golden crossing coming, so that might be enough to see a retest of around about 1050 thereabouts at some point, maybe even today, and then that lift us up towards the top of the triangle. The top of the triangle currently sitting just below 1080. So once 1080 breaks and we get outside of the triangle, things might start to look a little bit better for an Atom breakout. So, like, I'm a sort of long-term position in this, and there's a long-term position in a lot of altcoins recently. I've been picking up sort of pretty much the full spectrum when it comes to high caps, mid caps, low caps, and low craps, basically, which is not a Freudian slip. I mean, absolute piles of turd, really, for what I believe is a similar scenario to what we saw around 2020, where altcoins were wrecked city and Bitcoin was leading the pack. So let's have a look at the daily, for instance, and have a look at how that performs. And if you're wondering why the production value of this video is even worse than my usual, it's because I'm sitting on holiday at the moment with kids asleep around me, so still at this time, try not to wake them, but definitely a little cautious of not making a video. So if we see the shortest term time frame of the Bollinger Band, here on the daily, we're sitting around 1070. So basically there's a lot of mega resistance between 1070 and 1085. If we see a daily, or even a 4 hourly, but definitely a daily candle body close above 1085. Now, I would be looking for this to start to rise out of its grave that has dug itself deep within. So it's had a normal, natural consolidation after moving out of the bear market. It's not been the biggest move that you've ever seen as far as altcoins concerned, but for coins of its stature, it's basically done 100%, similar to that of Bitcoin, but it's given a lot of it back. Now, if this starts to pick up momentum and pace, and we're speculating here because we've obviously not broken out, the first major target would be to reclaim its top of the consolidation that's just come out of. Be about $15.20, with a view to maybe make its way into the $17. But if you're looking at this for the long haul, which is something that I think everybody should start doing now, shaving off some, whether it's, I don't know, dollar cost averaging from paychecks or successful trades, and putting them into things for the long haul. There are a few altcoins, including Atom. I would also highlight Algorand as one as well, which are probably going to work out pretty significantly over time as far as something more like a 10x is concerned. And they do have decent staking rewards, especially Atom. You can stake Atom on SwissBorg for over 10% APR, so it's definitely pretty sweet to hold for the long haul. Right, so basically let's just recap, just so we know where we are. And again, Bitcoin is doing its thing. It's in a bullish position now for continuation, probably up into towards 29,000. That sounds crazy, but it's true. Atom looking like it could probably have a retest of around 1050 and then a bounce up into around 1070 to 1080. Again, very small trading range, but with that I would be looking for a breakout and continuation. And remember, breaking outside of this trend line and on the 4-hourly, the magic number would be to continue to break and hold above 1085. We'll call it 1090. That would be above a 200 exponential moving average and a simple moving average with a pump signal on the Ichimoku cloud. Just to have a look at the momentum, it is crossing up above the 0 point on the MACD, which is bullish. There's no bearish divergence to see on the MACD, nor is there any on the money flow index. So I think the break should at least take us up to that level, even if it were to just be another retest of the top of this range. Moves back down into the lower tens should be thought about as one area for a dollar cost average for the long term for something like Atom, to hold this back up to its previous glory and probably beyond. Remember, in the last bull market, this only ever reached into the 40s. So once you break outside of the $45 zone, you basically enter into a blue sky breakout for Atom. The sell walls are unclear, and so what you'll find is if we get up to that level, which I'm pretty sure we will, if we get up to that level again, you'll see really significant big bold moves, and Atom might be one of those coins that everybody wants once you see it reclaim and break above its new all-time high. So I have nothing to complain about on this chart. This similar to maybe not so much Algorand, which is wrecked city, but something like Chainlink as well, for instance. It's been in a sideways consolidation for over a year. That Chainlink could probably make a video on that, because it's definitely worth highlighting as something to dollar cost average into for the long haul. You're talking about investment into crypto, investment into altcoins. That is a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. But Atom, again, it's not the oldest chart in the world, but it's old enough for me to give the royal seal of approval to believe that this area down here between 9 and 10 is definitely worth dollar cost averaging into, and anything lower than that, again, still worth definitely dollar cost averaging into. It is almost certainly going to reach its all-time high again somewhere over the next couple of years, and the staking returns on this alone should be enough to prompt you to take a decent position in it and hold it over the long term. And again, SwissBorg is probably the best place to do that. Right, thank you for watching. I'll hope you have a nice day. Enjoy whatever it is that you're doing, and I'm going to crack on with the rest of my holiday. Take it easy.